Hello friends, Shuffle here. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing Smash Bros. Is a fighting game and it was released on April 26 in 1999. The whole premise of this game is we have Nintendo All-Star characters and they're like toys or trophy collectibles, and it is brought by a hand, maybe a child's hand. It's called the Master Hand. It is the big villain of this game. It is clear that in the intro that the hand could be picking up the toy version of these characters, bring them to fight into battle. So like I mentioned, this is a fighting game with all the Nintendo characters. The characters are debuted. They all go in order as follows. Mario from the Mario series, who debuted in 1981. Donkey Kong from the Donkey Kong series in 1981, Link from The Legend of Zelda in 1986, Samus from Metroid in 1986, Yoshi from Super Mario World in 1999, Kirby from Kirby's Dream Land in 1992, Fox McCloud from Star Fox in 1993, Pikachu from Pokemon Red, Green, and Blue in 1996, and then you have your 4 unlockable characters, which are Luigi from Mario Bros. In 1993, Ness from Earthbound or Mother in 1994, Captain Falcon from F-Zero in 1990, and Jigglypuff from Pokemon Red, Blue, Green in 1996. So when you choose your character, you can either choose teams or no teams. There's a red team, a blue team, and a green team that you can put yourself on. Each character has their own unique moves in the game. You can use different combos. For example, Pikachu, if you do down B, you get a Thunderbolt, which can knock people off the stage. There are 9 total stages and 1 unlockable. These stages go along with the characters and their respective series when they got debuted. So we have the first stage, Peach's Castle, and then we have Congo Jungle, Hyrule Castle, Planet Zebes, Yoshi's Island, Dreamland, Sector Z, Saffron City, and the unlockable stage, Mushroom Kingdom. So how this game works is the characters will spawn on the stage, and you can either set the game to minutes, or you can send it to stocks or lives, and the whole point is to knock your opponent off the stage. Each character also has a percentage, and as you keep hitting them, the percentage will get higher and also darker red. And the cap is at 999, but you'll probably knock them off a little bit earlier than that. So when it is at 0, it is harder to knock them off. When it gets darker red, up into like maybe the hundreds, it will be easier to knock them off. You can use a combination of different moves, different items, and what we will talk about. There's also dodging in the game, there is throwing, so there are multiple ways you can knock your opponent off the stage. Just wanted to take a quick break. If you guys like this video, make sure you like and subscribe, comment down below what you think. Let's get right into it. So like I mentioned before, there are items in the game. There are 19 to be exact. There's different categories. We are going to be going through all of them. So our first category are containers. We have the box, the crates, and the capsule. And I like to mention that a lot of these different items will have different weights. Like for example, the crate, it's going to be a heavy, so your character will actually flatten or maybe struggle with the crate and try to walk at the same time. So in the crate, it has a 1 in 8 chance to explode, and it also holds many items. The barrel, once thrown, struck, or landed on, it will roll. It also has a 1 in 8 chance to explode, and it can also hold the same amount as a crate. The capsule can only hold a single item. It also has a 1 in 8 chance to explode. So next we have our throwing items, which are the motion sensor bomb, the bumper, the green shell, the red shell, and the bomb. Let's start with motion sensor bomb. It attaches to the stage, kind of like a booby trap, and it's kind of silver-ish, so it's a little bit hard to see, like camouflage. So when your opponent steps on it, it explodes. The next we have a bumper. It looks like a hockey puck, and you can actually trap your opponents for a brief time, just bouncing them up and down, and they will take damage, and it's supposed to like knock back the opponent. Next we have the green shell, kind of like in Mario Bros where you throw the green shell, it just kind of goes wherever and it can go off the stage. The red shell kind of the same, except it stays on the stage going back and forth, and it will knock anybody who goes in its way. Next we have the bomb. Very explosive. It will walk around if not picked up in seconds, and it will start to fuse and then turn red, and then it will explode if you don't throw it at somebody in time. Next we have our batting items. We have the bat, the beam sword, the fan, the hammer, and the star rod. The first, the bat. Very, very powerful if you use it right. You have to use its forward smash, and your character will turn into like a RGB, and then like there's some like sparkles. And that's when you know you can one-hit KO a person. Otherwise, if you just throw the bat at somebody, it will be a good knockback. The beam sword, basically just a sword. Nothing too special about it. The hammer, one of the most feared items in the game. Due to its range and its damage at its knockback, it limits the character to one jump and it's walking. And so when you pick it up, you can't drop it, and it can potentially one-hit KO a person. And if you lose the hammerhead on it, you'll just get the stick and it's just completely useless. Lastly, we have the star rod. It has a limited supply of long-range star shots. Next, there are only two shooting items in the game, which are the ray gun and the fire flower. The ray gun, it blasts energy that have infinite horizontal range, and the fire flower, it produces a continuous short stream of fire. There's only one status item, and it is the Mario Star. In Mario Bros, you will be able to be invincible for a brief time, and you can have infinite attack, you can do knockback, and no one can touch you for that brief time. The second to last category, we have recovery items. So first we have the tomato, and we have the heart container. Heart container is the strongest recovery item. It resets your percentage all the way back to 0 if you have a lot of damage. The tomato, if you have more than 100% damage, it can only recover up to 100, so whatever is beyond that 100, it will still remain. Our last category is the summoning item, which is, of course, the Pokeball. We all know what a Pokeball is, but you throw it in the game and it will summon a Pokemon to your aid. We'll, as they say, put it on your team, so it can't attack you, but it will attack everybody else. So in this game, as well as multiplayer, there is single player. There is what they call it, a classic mode. Basically, you pick a character. Each time you pick a character, the opponents are the same. The whole sequence is the same, but you can choose up to 5 different categories. At the very end, you will defeat a Master Hand. Master Hand, like I mentioned before, is the quote-unquote villain of the game. There are also mini games within that classic mode, which are Break the Targets and Board of the Platforms. Each of those, you have to either break the target or you have to jump on that platform in a limited amount of time to get credit. Otherwise, it will just say you failed. The last one is the trading mode section. Basically, if you want to test out a new character, see what combinations they have, you can manipulate the game a little bit. If you want to set it to a certain stage with a certain character and maybe they're just standing there, or whatever you want to do, it is a training mode. Essentially what it is. You just test out whatever, you can test out items and whatnot. So, as I mentioned before, there are unlockables. There is one unlockable stage, and there are 4 unlockable characters. So how do we unlock them? First, we unlock the character Jigglypuff. Jigglypuff is by far the easiest character to unlock. You have to complete classic mode on any difficulty. Just make sure you don't use any continues. Captain Falcon, you unlock it when you complete classic mode again on any difficulty, but you have to do it within 20 minutes. If you don't, nothing happens. Ness, a little bit harder. you have to complete classic mode, but you have to do it on the normal difficulty with only 3 lives and no continues. So that might be a little hard when you're going with Master Hand or Metal Mario. Luigi is the most time-consuming one because with those 8 original characters that I mentioned, there are the Break the Target games and the Board of the Platforms. You have to complete all of those with all 8 of those characters. To unlock the Mushroom Kingdom stage, you will have to complete classic mode on all 8 of the original characters. You have to play versus mode on each of those stages at least once. So there is something called a sound test. You unlock that by completing both the target and the platform minigame with all 12 characters. So you have to have all the unlockable characters unlocked to get the sound test. And the item switch, if you play Smash a lot, all you have to do is play 100 versus mode matches to unlock it. So that is my review of Smash Bros. 64. I hope you enjoyed it. I played this game so much growing up. Actually, one of my first games. So lots of memories with that. Highly recommend this game if you like to play games with your friends, and hope you like this video. If you want to like and subscribe, it will definitely help out the channel. It's free, helps me, and then it helps you because that lets me know what videos to make. So yes, thank you again, and I will see you guys in the next one.